What's up, everybody? It's your favorite gal pal, Scarlett Cyanide. Today, we are going to get caught up and talk about the most recent episodes of Drag Race Brazil Season 2 and Drag Race All-Stars France Season 1. Each of these seasons were in their 5th episode this week, and there's a lot of good, juicy little bits to talk about. As always, I am joined by my lovely co-host,
Jordan. I'm also here.
Hey Jordan, what's up?
I'm glad to be back because though I'm usually also here, I've been sick lately, so I'm doing good, everybody. I'm back.
I am so glad. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about today. Any general thoughts or feelings about this season so far?
I mean, it's been really great. Honestly, there's been a number of times where I'm like, I really hope, the American main show is taking notes on how they're doing this and how they're doing this, because it just works better. And there's just a lot of different things that they do slightly different that I like better.
I think both Drag Queen and Nikki are just wonderful hosts. They have really close and beautiful relationships to the girls, and then also I really love all of the judges on the seasons this year.
Yes, it's incredible, and they're not even, we don't live in Brazil, so these are not people we are super familiar with, but you can just still get into it so easily. I love it.
I love it too.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of getting into it, everybody go ahead and grab a seat and take a sip. And let's get into these episodes. All right, let's get into episode 5 of Brazil Season 2. And it was Snatched for the Gods, honey. And hey, they did Snatch Game. It was a super special episode as well because we had Kelly Hilton from Drag Race Germany as the special guest judge, which was really amazing to see her.
She is a Brazilian living in Germany, and so this was super cool getting her to come over and talk to the girls and just be the judge.
I love this. I mean, we've had Fontana on a recent episode, and now we have Kelly. So yeah. I love that they're educating the children. They're blending, cultures, blending countries. All right, let's get into this episode. The girls come back to the workroom from a double save, and it was 2 of the favorites, Desiree and Mellody, Queen in the Bottom last week, and I was so glad that we got a double save because I was not ready to see either of those queens go.
I get villain. I get enough villain from Desiree that I'm a little eye roll on her. Ultimately, I do really like her, so no, I didn't want to see either of them go.
And it's a very good thing that Desiree stuck around because Desiree was actually our winner of the episode.
Which
she won Snatch Game.
She did. Her Snatch Game was really good. Her runway, her Snatch Game was really good.
When they announced Snatch Game, did you have any ideas of who might do well or who might struggle?
The person to mention the most about being worried is Adora Black.
Adora, I was worried for her right out the gate because out of all of the quiet girls, because quite a few of the girls have been like, oh, we're just the quiet girls. She's the one that struggles the most when it comes to like being able to take her quietness, but then kind of overcome, push through for personality-based challenges.
Yeah.
So I was assuming that she was gonna struggle. I was actually hoping that Poseidon would do well, but then I did start getting worried when they started talking about the different drag characters that they were gonna do.
Yeah.
And I immediately picked up that the character that she was gonna do was controversial.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the girls already were kind of like, ooh, let's just see how that goes.
I weirdly was getting kind of Mistress doing whoever it was she did in the Snatch Game most recently.
Oh, I could see
I was
that.
getting the Brazilian version of whatever that is. I don't really know social media, so it's a social media type.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely somebody memeable.
Speaking of memeable, the fact that Desiree went as Green Shusha, which is what I feel like is what put her Snatch Game over the top. She didn't just do Shusha. She did that meme.
Yeah, she did the meme and probably hit on all of the cultural references behind it. Jordan, let's talk about the tops of the week. We had Desiree.
I loved it.
I loved it too. It was hilarious. Of course, that's a character that we know and love, so it's easy for us to like jump on board and be really excited about the character. I thought she did a fantastic job. I mean, obviously she won. And I think, like you said, the fact that she played up on a well-known cultural reference was super smart and threw her, ultimately, I guess, over the top of Melina.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Melina's character, because I personally was blown away by Melina and how she encapsulated her character. Even though I didn't know the character, Melina did the trademark of a amazing Snatch Game, which is you don't have to know the character to laugh.
No, absolutely. Actually, so many of the queens succeeded in that way tonight, but definitely Melina really did. Like, you didn't need to know what was going on to find that funny. I didn't know what was going on.
And she worked so well with Ruby Knox's character, who was sitting next to her. And I thought Ruby Knox's character was such a perfect choice for her, because she was playing somebody that was it seemed more like strict and seemed more kind of this elegant but like severe woman. But
also very eloquent and specific in how she talks. You know who she actually reminded me of? And I'm going to embarrass myself if I'm wrong, but I think it was Ben de la Creme as Maggie Smith.
Oh, yes, I get that vibe.
Kind of reminded me of that. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you totally did. Look at you. Yes. Oh, they originated the language.
Yes.
Yes.
I got that right.
Okay, when Melina was like simulating the poussoir eating on Ruby Knox, I was howling.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
It was extremely funny.
I loved both of the Snatch Game, like their characters. Melina's was just, it was so neck and neck. These characters were so good. And overall, this was a really amazing Snatch Game.
Yeah. This was a very good Snatch Game.
Probably one of the best international ones ever,
in my opinion. Truly terrific. It was one of the better ones I've seen in general.
Let's talk about Bhelchi and Poseidon.
Her, I didn't really find as much about, at least not to explain what I saw. So hopefully, again, people in the comments, if you can kind of explain a little bit, because I found it very funny, but I also could tell there was a reference I wasn't understanding, something about losing her voice or her having different sounding voices.
Once her character actually got going, I love the attitude and I love the confidence, and overall, like, I could see and feel the humor in that.
Absolutely.
Poseidon's character never got there.
No.
Poseidon never got there.
No, I felt like it was mostly her and Adora that got truly lost and did not know what to do with their characters.
Yeah. No point of view. And also, not even just no point of view, but I feel like with editing, we almost just like never saw them either.
Probably because they didn't contribute a lot.
At one point, I literally forgot Poseidon was there in the Snatch Game.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about Mellody as Carol Conca, which is very fun. And they did a Carol Conca song,
which was cool.
In the lip sync.
Because when I was gonna look her up, I was gonna do it afterwards, and I was gonna listen on Spotify, which I've done, and Carol Conca's awesome.
Yeah.
But I was also like, oh, cool, here's one for me to start with.
I love that. Yeah. You know, overall, I thought Mellody did a pretty good job overall. She had jokes, she had an attitude, she at least had a point of view. It wasn't anything that was like super memorable, but I think her achieving safe was very what I expected. Now, one of the bottom girls was Mercedes, and Mercedes, this was such a overall missed opportunity, I think, in a lot of ways, because apparently Mercedes is our actor queen. This is a challenge that essentially she should have done well at, and she picked a character that I think she could have had a lot of fun with and played a lot with. However, it's like the jokes never landed. There was very little jokes, it felt like.
Yeah. Mercedes made me sad this week because I really like Mercedes, and I hated that even at the beginning when we were sussing out who felt confident, we were mostly hearing that Adora was not feeling confident. I was also catching Mercedes talking about how she should be good at this, but then she's like second guessing herself, and they even comment towards the end, even before we go into the final lip sync, that it seemed like Mercedes had given up. And then when she eventually loses the lip sync and she goes home, she says, I predicted this. She said, I predicted this. And I screamed at the TV, you didn't predict it, you manifested it.
Yeah, she manifested it.
You said that you were going to lose, and then you lost. That's not predicting it. You sabotaged yourself. And I just see that happen so often, and even if she was still kind of middling at this point, I had a lot of hope for Mercedes.
Yeah, I know. I don't know that I was expecting her to go home this soon. She has been safe throughout the season, but I feel like she's been pretty, like, consistent in her safeness. So I was expecting her to at least maybe go, like, another episode or two. The other person in the bottom was Adora.
Yeah.
Adora Black. Thoughts about Adora's character?
Like you said, at points it was easy to forget they were there. Well, you said that about Poseidon, but I felt bad about Adora as well. Yeah. And I did not care for the runway.
Really? You didn't like Adora's runway?
No, not really.
All right, well, let's get into the runway. This runway was one of my favorites, honestly, I think. I mean, this whole season has just been so good from top to bottom.
It's been terrific.
This runway, though, was just literally so fun. It was plushy pussycats.
Yeah, they were supposed to reimagine childhood toys, I guess, that exist, or maybe that were theirs.
Yeah. Some people did, like, slutty twists.
Up to their interpretation, yeah, of course.
Now, really quick, though, can we talk about drag queen's look?
I mean, you saw what I wrote in my notes. I literally wrote in all caps, "Ugh, oh my God, Greg is so beautiful." Yeah, like it's almost like you'd almost feel like they're bragging, but they're not. They're just standing there being beautiful.
Stunning. First up on the runway was Ruby Knox, and she said, "I'm giving you a naughty, slutty, carnival-inspired look, dominatrix and everything."
Yeah. Ruby Knox was actually my favorite. I'm definitely sipping her this week for this look. A big part of that is I feel like she's the only one who kind of took the category seriously, because she came out and explained the outfit and the significance of the outfit, and not as much personal significance, but at least I understood what it was, and that I feel like it's a thing that if I was in Brazil, I could go buy.
She's your sip. I think she did great this episode. I really liked this look. I thought it was a fun way to kick it off. It also was, I think, like the perfect representation of the category, like the category itself.
Yeah.
So when she came out, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I get what this category is going to be bringing me.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And it was, and
polished. Yeah. Next up was Bhelchi, and she was a kitty cat in a bikini.
Yeah. I didn't really understand this one. I didn't feel like there was much more of an idea than I'm just going to be a cat. She had this pretty bejeweled bikini. That was nice, but I didn't understand what was happening.
This just wasn't one of my favorite looks.
But it was fine. It was a safe look. Yeah.
Next up was soon-to-be departed queen, Mercedes.
Can't believe they murdered her on live television.
I know. I mean, it did kind of happen though.
Yeah.
So I love that she did your sip right away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do. She's my spit of the week. Okay. Mercedes is my spit. I thought that this was definitely the weakest runway look. Also, so many missed opportunities in the Snatch Game. And, you know, we'll get to Adora, but when she was doing the lip sync with Adora, I'm like, oh no, she's like the Temu version of Adora's look. I'm like, because the color palette was the same too, and I'm like, oh no, she's like the very small, deflated version.
I also did not care for this look, which was again painful for me because I like Mercedes, and for a while in this episode, I was thinking there was going to be a turn, and that maybe like they were going to get maybe not a win, but enough validation, or they were going to get a safe that they didn't expect to get. Something that was going to turn the tide for them. Again, we were hoping to see them for at least one or two more episodes. Didn't imagine they'd be leaving us tonight.
All right, next up is my sip of the week, Melina Belay. And yeah, hashtag robbed queen in my opinion. Because as much as I loved the Snatch Game for both of them, her runway look, Melina's runway look, this just set it over the freaking top for me.
So good.
And I completely agree with the judges. They said it belonged in a contemporary art museum. I think Kelly said that. Agreed. This was just so stunning.
I absolutely agreed, especially about her being robbed. Like, she absolutely deserved this win. That outfit was incredible.
Adora Black. She was on the bottom, but this runway was the scale, the overall concept. For me, it was not a bottom look. I enjoyed it. How did you feel?
I thought it was boring. I felt like it was just what Mercedes did, but she actually like really painted her face up, and she had a little bit more concept to it at least. She definitely felt like a toy that somebody had, because she seemed like she was like a Valentine's Day stuffed animal. So at least, okay, she was on concept at least, but the outfit itself bored me.
I loved the outfit, but I hated her makeup. I thought she did herself such a disservice,
and by the
with that makeup.
By the end of the lip sync, it was really not looking good.
Yeah. But I personally really liked. All right, let's give it up for our winner this week, Miss Desiree Beck. She was giving you like a slutty, was it like a dog?
Like a slutty wolf, yeah.
Wolf thing. Some of her looks so far this season haven't been the most polished. I definitely think actually this is one of her better looks. I think she looked beautiful. But once again, if runway is coming into a factor here, this look didn't really hold a candle to some of the others that we saw. Last up on the runway was the beautiful and gorgeous Mellody Queen. And she was giving you cool, like, light up Raver Girl polar bear jacket. And then a beautiful nude illusion fantasy underneath that.
Oh, it was gorgeous. One detail that I noticed eventually that I absolutely loved is because, so she pulled the hood forward and it became the face, and those spikes were the teeth of the polar bear. When she put it up, they became basically the crown of like almost Liberty spikes.
Oh,
and I just thought that was so brilliant.
I'm like so happy for Desiree. And Desiree did a great job, but I was just surprised that this is how it went.
I know. Okay, so they were both in the bottom last week, so they're on level footing with that. Melina did an amazing Snatch Game and an incredible runway. A runway worth winning just on its own. Desiree did a great green shusha in the Snatch Game. She probably will get to continue to do green shusha. She should make that a character that she does.
Yeah. Moving
forward. But that runway was not it.
Not it.
So I just do not understand.
This week on France All Stars, it was makeovers. And not just makeovers, but celebrity makeovers.
VIP makeovers.
VIP makeovers, right. It was very cool. We've seen, of course, celebrities kind of be in the drag race sphere before.
Yeah.
We've seen RuPaul show like secret celebrity drag race and things like that. Yeah. France is really pulling out, like Nikki said, it called it All Stars 1 and All Stars 2. They're pulling out that budget. It was really cool that they got all French celebrities to be the makeover partners.
I loved it so much.
It's really cool.
It was extremely cool. And not just that, but all of them were also already fans of Drag Race France.
Yes. Yeah. I know. Everybody was so on board. Overall, this episode was just really fun. A really joyous celebration of just drag overall as an art form. Now, it wasn't all smiles because, of course, we did say goodbye to Punani last week.
Yeah, we did.
And that was a pretty big deal elimination. Punani is a very heavy hitter and a very strong competitor. Now, Mami Watta made the decision to send her home and keep Cam. And some of the girls pointed out that that's kind of shaking up the kind of agreement that they had to focus on track record.
Yeah.
Because that was Punani's first time at the bottom, and that was Cam's second time at the bottom.
absolutely. And they're saying, oh no, you're going off feelings. But then they also said feelings are the most valid, so I agree. So it's kind of all over the place.
Piche, though, actually pointed out, and I thought it was a good point, that Punani is a strong competitor. So it might have also been strategy as well on Mami's part. Ooh.
Possibly.
Now, because Cam almost went home last week, she was the one that actually got to pair up the Celebrity Drag Race pairing. First up, Cam paired Claudia Togbo up with Piche.
Yeah.
Which was very cool. They were so funny when they got paired up and they did that like slow like walking thing towards each other. Their energies were just so fun and the vibe was just so cool.
It was also specific enough of a dance that I think it's from something that comedian does.
Maybe.
So I definitely them showing that they're a big fan.
Mary Lou Berry, who's a very big deal, was paired up with Elips.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a very good pairing overall. I think Elips is so kind and warm and almost in her own way motherly. And I think that's what Mary Lou kind of wanted and needed.
Yeah.
Mary Lou was very excited to be there. But she was talking about something that I loved, which was she was looking forward to getting into drag as a way to bump up and boost her own femininity and kind of feel her oats more.
I love that.
And I love that because as a drag queen myself, that is actually something that drew me to drag, which was just feeling more girly and womanly in my own skin.
I love that.
Misty Phoenix got paired up with Alex Ramirez, which was so fun.
Yeah.
And Alex was really on board. Alex even shaved his face and everything.
I love that. I noticed that.
Tucked the bird.
That is commitment.
That is commitment. Cam paired herself up with Natu, and Natu was a social media influencer that Cam has actually been a long-term fan of.
Nice.
And yeah, Cam said that Natu was somebody that was kind of her first introduction into social media.
Gotcha.
And now Cam feels very honored to be kind of Natu's introduction into drag.
No, I love that. Very full circle.
Very sweet energy. Very good personality pairing, I feel like, for both of them.
Oh, 100%.
Mami had a very fun pairing with Adora. And that was just super fun. Once again, matching energy and, oh my god, matching cheekbones.
Yeah.
I think because the theme essentially was drag family resemblance. So I actually think Cam was very nice in her pairings.
Yeah.
I think just physically everybody did a good job of maintaining that family resemblance.
I absolutely think so too.
Big Bertha was paired with legendary comedian Bruno Sanchez.
Yeah.
I thought that was so perfect because, Bertha is such a comedian herself and takes so much inspiration from comedians. So, in general, the fact that she got paired with him, he's already into the bit. He was ready to walk in heels.
Oh, yeah.
That was really fun. They had this conversation about the amount of hate and kind of the vitriol that people can experience from fans as they go on this season. And we got to learn a lot that Big Bertha experienced death threats and had to actually get restraining order and all sorts of things filed because she was being stalked.
Yeah.
And, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It was just it's so horrible to hear that. I know personally, I always hope things on social media will get better. We have more awareness about mental health. We have more awareness of just neurodivergencies and just different things. So it's you would hope that would get better. And I still continue to hope it'll get better, but seeing people that really were, on their seasons not that long ago, Mami Watta talking about all the hate that she received and stuff like that. I'm just no, when can we get this together as a society and chill out about that stuff and not do that anymore. The runway was amazing. First up was Alex and Misty, and Alex was using the drag name of Krusty Phoenix, and they came out in some black vinyl bodysuits and these amazing green wigs. How do you feel about this?
It was really fun. I feel like it's something I've seen a lot before, but I still really enjoyed it.
I'm about to have some controversial opinions, I think, on this.
Okay.
I enjoyed the face, the makeup, and the wig. I did not enjoy the look literally at all. I did not really like the bodysuit. I kind of got the look that she was going for, but I was surprised that on an all-star season that this is just the type of bodysuit with the type of shoes. I thought it was so plain.
Yeah.
So this was actually kind of my least favorite look.
You're gonna spit this one?
Y'all, I think I'm gonna spit Misty Phoenix. Next up is one of our top 2 of the week, and that is Cam with Natutu. And they were giving you pink and blue, rich bitch poodles, dogs.
I will, for some reason, not. Apparently, and I learned this with the Golden Bitchler, and it has just continued, but apparently I just cannot handle drag queens putting on makeup to look like dogs. There's something about it that just freaks my brain out.
Freaks you out.
I can't explain it.
That's so funny. I love these looks.
Yeah.
I thought they were adorable. I'm like, I want to be this for Halloween or something. Like, I loved it. I thought it was so high fashion how she did like the pearl necklaces into those like bejeweled leashes, and
that's the saddest part is
sparkly poops.
I loved them. I thought the sparkly poop was hilarious. I thought the outfits were great. There's just something about the fact that they were dogs just kept freaking me out.
You know, I will say overall for me, Cam was the winner.
It was very good.
Super controversial wins for me on this episode too, and the bottoms even were controversial. We'll get there for me, but yeah, I think Cam was robbed in this. I think she should have won.
I could agree with that.
Next up is Claudia and Piche, and Claudia is now Sithy, and they gave you the giant like a slutty version of the Olympic mascot.
Which is a funny concept, but like was not funny enough or obviously sexy enough to win. I feel like they knew this was going to be a safe look at best.
I think that the whole mascot outfit, honestly, when it comes to a makeover challenge, it was a bit of a cop-out. Next up is Adora and Mami. And Adora was Miss Desiree. And they had these high fashion couture, red and white, contrasting polka dot looks.
It was so
bags.
Much. It was so much to look at.
I was obsessed with this.
Oh, I loved it so much, but it was like if zebras were red polka dots.
I thought this was so high fashion. Can I just spout out more controversial opinions today?
Okay.
I don't think Elips should have won. I think Cam, out of Elips and Cam should have won, but I don't think Elips should have been on the top. Next up is Bruno and Big Bertha, and he was Mini Berthie.
No.
Now, I know. Now, Big Bertha, though, was doing a Mate reference again.
The same person they did before, right?
Yeah, and they were basically giving, like, old lady, like, funny comedy camp looks. Yeah, how'd you feel about this?
I felt like it was yet another one where the references eluded me, so I didn't totally understand. But I could tell that they had really good comedy energy together. They were both very funny naturally together. I could tell that Bruno is clearly, like they were alluding to, like legendary comedy legend.
Yeah. Big Bertha, while I felt like it had maybe like a good concept, I don't know. The whole execution of it for me wasn't my favorite. Yeah. I don't think the makeover was super impressive because it was kind of another look where it could have just gone on anybody. The shoes even being the little like mule kitten heels. I'm like, why did we just watch him for 10 minutes walk around with huge heels on in the workroom? He's not gonna wear them. And you put him in a 2-inch heel or like an 1.5-inch heel. Next up is Rebecca Warrior and Moon, and Rebecca is now Venus. And they're like alien creatures, blue and red. They gave a very beautiful, like a hauntingly beautiful performance, and they had like this horn thing that looked really cool in their hair.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this?
It was another really cool face-off challenge.
Yeah.
For Drag Race, I don't know, because it didn't feel, it felt creature makeup-y. It didn't feel very drag.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. So Moon and Big Bertha were in the bottom. I don't know that I agree that Moon should have necessarily been in the bottom for this look, but like I personally think Misty's look was less impressive in a lot of ways than this look. But it seemed like the judges were really focused on the fact that they've like seen this makeup from Moon before. Last one.
Our winner.
All right, last but certainly not least, because she won the whole dang thing, which was Elips, and she was with Mary Lou Berry, and Mary Lou is now transformed into a beautiful geode called Sad Lips. How'd you feel about their geode look?
I loved Sad Lips. I thought Sad Lips was absolutely very funny choice. I don't think it does mean something else. I think it means exactly what we think, and I think that's very funny.
As much as I didn't really enjoy the name, I will say though that these looks were really beautiful.
They're incredible.
And I love the wig that she put on Mary Lou. I love the makeup. I just thought she looked so gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you can tell that Mary Lou was really feeling it too.
Yes, and I liked that, especially knowing that that's a thing she wanted to get out of this.
Yeah, I know. Mission accomplished. Like, as we mentioned, it was Elips and Cam in the top two, and they lip synced, and Elips won. Elips did not win this lip sync. I thought that Cam did a really great job. And I know the judges were laughing really hard when Elips did pulled out the boobs and the breastplate, but for me that's not clever or funny.
No, it's not.
Just to show the nipples.
You gotta have pasties.
Yeah.
It's not funny without pasties. Then if you really gotta do the nipple, do it at the very end. When the song's over. But do pasties. It's just not funny when it's just the nipples.
I know. I'm at this point I don't even know why we're still laughing at that.
Yeah.
Now, the bottom, like we said, was Bertha and Moon. God, what a tough freaking choice. I was legitimately, I'm like, oh no, from now on, every elimination is going to be so actually painful.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see either one of these I didn't want to see either one of these girls go. Elips chooses to send Big Bertha home. Of course, I'm so happy we get to see more of Moon. I love Moon so much, and I'm glad that Moon can show more.
Yeah.
But, oh, dang, I'm going to miss Bertha. The room is going to just feel so... Her energy is just so wonderful.
It is very infectious.
Yeah, I miss her.
It's going to be a little sad without her.
These seasons are so good. Overall, I've just been having the best time.
Yeah.
Jordan, I'm so glad that you joined me this week.
I am so glad, too. These episodes were so good. I wanted to talk about them.
And next week, y'all, we have Slation Royale finally starting. If you want to join us for a live watch along for Slation Royale, we're going to be doing those every single Wednesday. Go ahead and click that join button below. If you want to support the channel, don't forget to like the video and click subscribe. Take care of yourself, divas. We'll see you next time. Bye.